کا لاشا افسوس کے عباس کی میت نہ اٹھائی حضرت سے جدا ہو گیا عباس سا بھائی اموں کی جدائی پہ بہت روئے ہیں بابا سمجھاتی ہے رو رو کے یہ بچوں کو سکینہ اب دینا نہیں کوئی بھی پانی کی دہائی حضرت سے جدا ہو گیا عباس سا بھائی اور خط خاک پہ دیتے تھے قدم زین سے جس کے ہے میدان میں اس شیر کے اتنے ہوئے ٹکڑے ارے سجاد نے چادر میں وہ میت ہے اٹھائی حضرت سے جدا ہو گیا عباس سا بھائی ہے پردیس میں لوٹی گئی حیدر کی کمائی حضرت سے جدا ہو گیا عباس سا بھائی حضرت سے جدا ہو گیا عباس سا بھائی صلوات
Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Just a quick announcement. Inshallah, next Thursday we'll have a program for Eid Mubaila. Program will start with Salatul Maghribain. Dr. Fareed would be delivering the lecture. I would request Surah Fatiha for Maroom Ishtaq Bande Ali and all the Maroomin on Jafaria Memory Board. I would request Dr. Fareed with the loud salawat.
محمد وال محمد صلوات
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. الحمد للہ رب العالمین والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبو القاسم مصطفى محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. Tonight we are here together for the 40th nights of the passing of our brother Mushtaq Bande Ali rahmatullah alayhi. I was thinking how fast it becomes late. And I mean how fast it becomes late for the rest of us. Every day we have an opportunity to do tawbah. We all have done wrongs. whether we were younger, ignorant, lack of knowledge, whatever the underlying cause might have been. We all have done sins. We all have done wrongs. And the door of Tawbah is open. We have a Rawaya says, as soon as you realize you have done something wrong, immediately do Tawbah. Don't wait, oh, I'm going to do Tawbah after Salat. I'm going to do Tawbah in Muharram. I'm going to do Tawbah in Ramadan. No. As soon as we realize we have done something wrong, do Tawbah. I always say, for the khair of dunya and akhirah, you need two things. One, heartfelt Tawbah, and one heartfelt Ya Ali. Because Tawbah brings you into the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Ya Ali includes Ya Muhammad and includes Ya Allah and includes Quran altogether. We do not know yet, but Mushtaq Banda Ali knows now. What he can see now, we have not seen yet. What a mu'min can see now, we either believe in Quran or we don't believe in Quran. We believe in Quran, mu'min says, I wish I had come earlier. I wish my family could see what Allah has bestowed upon me. We go through birth to death having 5 senses. As soon as we close our eyes, we develop 9. And after the day of judgment, if we go to heaven, we develop 14. We cannot imagine what those senses are because it's above our dimensions right now. In this world, we recognize what smell, what taste, temperature. These are all our limitations. Even that, we don't see completely. Take a look at what James Webb Telescope has sent back to us. The greatness of this universe. But Wallah, your value and Allah is greater than that universe. You see the great universe, but your value in the eye of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is greater than the universe. Why? Because He sent you Anbiya. He sent you Rasala. He sent you Amir al-Mu'mineen. Hussein gave his life for you. That means your life is more valuable than the universe. We do not appreciate our own worth, that is a whole different story. But if we realize how worthy we are, then we don't sell ourselves so short to temptations. We will always be mindful what Mushtaq Banda Ali is now witnessing. You prepare your mind now. You know why the two Malak, when they ask you the questions, are named Nakir and Munkar? Nakir and Munkar, the word means the one who checks your denial and the one who records your denials. Until when we want to be in denial? How much more Allah can do for us? Wasn't it enough that Allah sent us Amir al-Mu'mineen? We are very lucky. By birth, we become Shia. Therefore, sometimes we take it for granted. We don't appreciate who Amir al-Mu'mineen is. Why you call yourself Shia of Ali. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Ya Iblis, Ma mana'aka, what prevented you and tusjid, to do sajda? To what? لما خلقت بيدي. Allahu Akbar. It is the first and last time in Quran Allah used this word. What prevented you, Ya Iblis, to do sajda to this creation of mine that I created with both hands, with my two hands? You read Quran, خلق السماوات, خلق الأرض, خلق this, خلق that. Created this, created that. Kun fayakun. As soon as he, man, إذا أراد شيئا, even he wills something, he just says kun, be, and it will be. But for Adam, Allah did not say kun Adam. Allah did not say خلق Adam. Allah took it personally. He said خلقته, I created. With my hands I created. What? Allah has hands? As soon as you read Quran, you realize Allah has no body. But Allah also says that when you are fighting, you are not fighting. Your hand is my hand. When you are doing bay'ah, is not your hand. It is Yadullah fawqa aydihim. And we only have one address for Yadullah. And that address is Ali ibn Abi Talib. So when Allah says, I created this Adam with yadayya, with my two hands, and we only have one address given to us, who the hand of Allah is, so you have no choice but to agree that in that creation, Ali was also contributing. Now, another significance is this. You just had Eid al-Qadir last Saturday. The ayah that came on the Qadir, بَلِّغْ مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ, you all know that, so you don't have to go through it. وَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلْ, and if you don't do it, be careful here. Quran, what is the most important message of Quran? La ilaha illallah. There is no God but God. But Allah gives that to Rasulullah as a mission to say, verbalize. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Ask yourself, why Allah in Qadir did not say, قُلْ to them, Ali is your successor. Which one is more important? Allahu Ahad is more important, or Ali Waliullah is more important? If Allahu Ahad is important, Allah should have said taf'al. Because fail is greater than qawl. You agree, right? Your behavior is more important than what you say. Talk is what? Cheap. So we want to see what your actions are. In Qadir and only in Qadir, Allah says, if you don't do this, everything else is qul. Qul this, qul that, say this, say that. And it is something that Rasul has to do in action, not in words. In words, he has been saying, Ali is my wasi, since Da'wat Zul Ashira. Since the invitation of Zul Ashira, Rasulullah keeps saying, he is my wasi, he is my wasi, he is my wasi, he is my wasi. So here Allah is ordering Rasul to do something. And another quote here is this: if you don't do it, ma ballaghta risalatu. And if you don't do it, we wrongfully translate this word. If you don't do it, you don't complete your risala. If Allah was ordering this and pointing to Rasulullah, if you don't appoint Ali as your successful, you don't complete your risala, he should have had said what? Ma ballaghta risalatak. But Allah is saying, Ma ballaghta risalatuh. Namaz, salat, siyam, fast, hajj, jihad, zawaj, talaq, haram, halal. All of that is risalat al-Rasul. It is the risala that Rasulullah is carrying. But announcing wilayat Ali ibn Abi Talib is risalat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Risalatuhu. And do it in action. So Rasulullah gave the longest khutbah of his life in Qadir. The longest khutbah. And the only khutbah that Rasulullah did was standing on the minbar. And the action he took is that he took his hand, grabbed Amir al-Mu'mineen, raised him up, Man kuntu mawla, and then the whole khutbah that you all know. Now let's go back to the creation of Adam. Ya Iblis, ma mana'aka, what prevented you not to do sajda to the one that I created with my hands? Allah is saying to us that appointing his Khalifa always has to do with the hand. The first Khalifa, my hands. The Khalifa, Wasi of Rasulullah with the hand of Muhammad Rasulullah. That's the other code of this. And look at what we do know, what we don't know about Amir al-Mu'mineen. What we really don't appreciate what Allah has given to us. What sacrifices they made for us. That's why I started saying how soon it becomes late. How soon it becomes late. बहुत जल्दी देर हो जाता है. तौबा के लिए, विलायत अली के लिए. As soon as we can, come home, come to Vilayat Amir al-Mu'mineen. Look at what Mu'mineen will get from this. The mode for Mu'mineen is different than the mode for non-Mu'min. وَالنَّازِعَاتُ قَرْقًا. Naza'a means that you take one fibers of the body at the time. Skinning death. How painful. This is the non-Mu'min. And then immediately وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا. That word nashitat comes from the word nishat. Nishat means when you do something with pleasure. You do something willingly. So Allah is saying that the mode for mu'min and non-mu'min, one is naza'a, like skinning us line by line, piece by piece. But for mu'min is nothing but nishat. Nothing by celebration. Israel that we all afraid of. I don't know if you have ever moved from one location to another, your home, your business. You hire a moving company to come and help you move. Recently, they have become very organized, everything digital. You just tell them, come, look at my house. All you have to do is sit and watch. Of course, you pay them a lot of money, but they will box everything, label everything, and they take it to your new place, unpack it, put it back together. You just drive from your old home to your new home, and everything is set up. Israel is that company for mu'min, shifting him from one location to another location. You know, Nisar Bhai has put a picture of Marhum. I think it's in the hospital bed. He's sitting and Nisar is next to him. What I notice is that Mushtaq does not look sad even a little bit. When you look at that picture, it speaks 1,000 words. He's just sitting there as if nothing is happening. He's very indifferent to what's happening. He looks like this is nothing. In my opinion, it wasn't Nisar who was comforting Mushtaq, it was Mushtaq comforting Nisar from that picture. Because at the end of the time, فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, Quran says. Ilham comes to us. Through the ilham, we can see where we are going. And it comforts us. And in that moment, you are already starting to get paid for all your iman in dunya, for all your tawbah in dunya, for all the Ya Ali you said in dunya. It's the payback time. That's what Quran says. Don't worry. La tahsan wa la tukhaf. Do not be sad and do not be fearful. From now on is aman and aman. We have that treasure of Ahl al-Bayt, that Israel becomes your moving company. Move you with respect from one location to another location. So simple. But we live our life, some of us, to make that Israel the angel of Azab. He's the same one. Our action changes him. He doesn't change. You live the style of Shia, real Shia. Israel will work for you as an agent of moving your stuff. Moving your ruh from here to Alam Abad, to forever after. But not the other way around. Allahu Akbar. What we have is like you have this treasure box that you don't even know how valuable it is until we go to Barzakh. Then say, oh my God, this is what Fatima means. This is what Ali means. This is what Hussein means. This is what Abbas meant. Oh, this is the crying I did that night in Ashura. Look at those, every drop is a chandelier in my qabr. We have a choice to make our qabr the palace of pleasure or make it a window to azab. Quran says. حفرة من النار أو روضة من الجنة. You choose. Your action chooses. Quran has an ayah says that the logs of the fire, the logs that you use the fire in Jahannam, is you, yourself and your amal. So it's up to you. Send the logs or send the chandeliers. It's entirely up to you. One of the best way to send chandeliers is to cry for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. There is no way can somebody measure the value of that malaika. They come down in Majlis al-Hussein. When they go back up, other malaika say, what happened to your fragrance? It's so beautiful. Those malaika say, Allah, let us go to listen to Majlis al-Hussein. We choose. Imam al-Rida alayhi salatu wassalam says, sallallahu alayhi wa in kunta bakiyan yabki al-Hussein. If you want to cry for any reason, if the family of the marhum want to cry for the marhum, make it under the umbrella of Majlis al-Hussein. Not only you yourself benefit, he benefits. 40 days is a magic number, but there's a reason for that. Ruh does not adjust well yet because ruh is very much entangled with the body. It takes about 40 days to ruh understand that it's been separated. 40 days, ruh is going back and forth. Where am I? In kind of a limbo, okay? Does not realize until 40 days, it sinks in. This is a new beginning for me. And that's why we have 40, 40th, 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 40th. Lucky are those mu'mineen who they have some people that they go to their qabr and do Fatiha for them. Every time you recite a Fatiha for a marhum, every time you recite a Fatiha marhum, it stabilizes his ruh in barzakh. We have no other religion in the world who is so well connected and well organized in dunya and in akhirah. And this Ahl al-Bayt, they have guaranteed their shafa'ah for. Knock on their doors. They do not return you empty-handed. Imam Sajjad did not even return Marwan ibn Hakam la'natullah alayhi away from his house. They never send anybody empty-handed. What did Hussein ask Zainab last Bida? Give me 2 robes. One, make it all old, cut it. He put that under, and then he put a nicer one on the top. Why? That person who comes and robs me will not return empty-handed. Kareem, we do not understand what does Kareem mean until you come to the house of Hussein. Rahim, we cannot understand what Rahim is unless you come to Amir al-Mu'mineen. And how did this ummah treated them? Rasulullah, body is laying down, they are fighting far away for the power. Shame on this ummah. In the event of janazah of Rasulullah, 4 or 5 people. In the event of janazah of Zahra, 14 people. In the event of Amir al-Mu'mineen, same, few numbers. And all these graves were hidden. Why? Because those enemies, they would have not left the body of Ahl al-Bayt unattached. Can you ask yourself, Qadir Khum, 100,000, 130,000 people, they all came and congratulated Amir al-Mu'mineen. 2.5 months later, Rasulullah died. 2.5 months later, they brought fire to house of Rasulullah. Not 10 years later. What is this? You call yourself Sahaba of Rasulullah and you take pride of killing his son, his brother, his daughter. Wallah, it's mind-blowing when Imam Sajjad says that if Quran had said instead of do not come to Ahl al-Bayt except come with mawaddah, if instead of mawaddah, Allah had said do azyat to them, do bother them, they could have not done more what they did in Ashura to us. You hear something, but witnessing it as Imam, our Mahdi Ajalallah Ta'ala Farajah Sharif, in Ziyat al-Nahiyah, so details. Imam even counts for the amount of dust on the cheek of Sakina. These are the days that are also associated with the Shahada of the 2 sons of Muslims. 2 sons of Muslims were separated from their father. When you know, Ibn Ziyad ordered the kill of Muslims. They were going around Everybody shut the doors. There was nobody coming in. An old lady went to the river Farad to bring some water. Muhammad and Ibrahim, they took shelter on the top of the tree. When the lady went and put her container in the water to grab some water, look at the reflection in the water, saw 2 moons on the tree. Looked up and she said, "Are you angels or princes?" Muhammad said, "We are nobody. Go your way." She said, "Let me serve you. Let me give you some water. Let me give you some shelter. Let me give you." She insisted. Who are you? When they saw the kindness of this lady, they told her, "Do you know Muhammad ibn Abdullah Rasulullah?" "Of course I know, he's my Rasul." "Do you know Ja'far Tayyar?" "Of course I know." "Do you know Ali ibn Abi Talib?" "Of course I know." Says, "We are the grandson of them. We are the sons of Muslim." She said, "The whole town is looking for you. Come to my house. I will shelter you." She fed them. She let them bathe. She gave them comfort and a place. After 1 year, they were actually eating some hot meat. After 1 year, they could sleep on a rug instead of on the dirt. In the middle of the night, this lady's son-in-law came, knock on the door. "Who is it?" "Haris." "What do you want in the middle of the night?" "Go to your house. I was been looking around town for the reward granted to me by Ibn Ziyad, but I cannot find what he ordered me to find. I am tired. I want to come and relax. I'm far away from my own home." She hesitated. He insists. She hesitates. He insists. Eventually, she has to open the door. She tells Ibrahim and Muhammad, "Go to the other room and be quiet. There is no light there. Sleep there." He gets his food, gets his drinks, and lay down. All of a sudden, one of them cough. He started looking, what is this noise? Where is it coming from? He went inside that room. The room was dark. So he reached out with his hands, touching around, and he touched the shoulder of one of them. "Who are you?" "Oh, we are nobody. Leave us. We're here just a guest for 1 night." "No, wallah, you have to tell me who you are." The 2 boys, they said, "Will you promise us, will you swear to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to his messenger, if we tell you the truth, you don't hurt us?" Said, "Yes, Allah is my witness. We are Muhammad and Ibrahim, the sons of, we are the yateems of Muslim. We were running away from death." Haris said, "You run away from death and death is in front of you." As soon as he heard who they are, Allahu Akbar, he tied them up to one of the columns of the room. I'm here tonight to share with you these 2 little ones. They inherited all the zulm of many of Ahlul Bayt members. You remember how much these enemies of Ahlul Bayt, they love to slap them. You remember that? They inherited that night. The historian saying the amount of the slap Sakina received from
Karbala to Sham. That night Haris gave to these two boys. Secondly, for 1 year in prison, they inherited what Imam Musa Kazim inherited in the jail. Then this Mal'oon in the next morning takes them from the home next to the bank of the river. As they are moving, it's not just like go to the river. Remember their whip? The historians are saying the amount of whipping that Sajjad received on his back, these two boys received from the house to the front. He orders his slave, he gives his sword to the slave and says, go ahead and behead them next to the water. The slave takes the sword and pushes the boy. As the boy are going, they talk to each other. Doesn't this remind you of Bilal al-Habashi, Muazzin of Rasulullah, my brother? Says, you know Rasulullah, you know Bilal? Says, yes, we are the sons of Rasulullah. We are the sons of Amir al-Mu'mineen. We are the sons of the daughter of Amir al-Mu'mineen. We are the yatims of Muslims. He throws away the sword in the river and he runs away. Haris gets mad and summons his son. Son, come here and go finish them. As soon as the son grabs his own sword, goes to the boys. The boy says, oh son, you are a young person. Do not buy azab of akhirah for yourself today because of our blood. Those words impact his heart. He drops his sword and run away. Haris comes. Says that you made my slave run away. You made my son run away. Wallah, I have no other wish than to behead you right now. Muhammad comes, he's the older one. And he says, let us pray 2 rak'ah salat before you kill us. They do 2 rak'ah salat. At the end, you know what they say? Ya Allah, don't make us die without our mother Zahra to come and see us. The older brother says, behead me first. Haris says, okay. As soon as he gets ready, bring the dagger. Because he has lost his sword, he uses dagger. This is another comment these two boys have with Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Because Hussein's head was also cut by dagger. In fact, when Shamr came to Ibn Ziyad, Ibn Ziyad says, Shamr, I heard that you were rubbing the dagger so much in the front and in the back. Why you didn't sharpen your dagger? You know what Shamr said? Shamr said, my dagger was sharp, but every time I run the dagger, 2 hands of an old lady comes. Allah, he runs the dagger to Muhammad. Muhammad says, just kill me first before you kill Ibrahim. Ibrahim says, no, don't kill my older brother, kill me first. Why? Because my mother told me that the older brother is like your father. The older brother says, kill me first because my mother told me the younger brother is like your son. Allahu Akbar. He says, you have nice robes. Open up your shirt. I can sell it in the market. They had to unbutton their shirt. Muhammad did his first. And then Ibrahim says, my brother, I don't know how to unbutton. Why? Because my mother always unbuttoned my shirt. That Mal'un run the dagger, behead Muhammad. Ibrahim throw himself in the blood of Muhammad. Why are you doing this? Soon after I'm going to see our Rasulullah. I want him to see me in the blood of Muhammad. They behead both of them. He throws the body of Muhammad in the river. Ibrahim is watching the body of his brother. He says, oh brother, didn't you tell me you will take me wherever you are? As soon as he said that, the body of Muhammad stopped the current of the river. He threw the body of Ibrahim in the river. They came next to each other. They embraced each other. When he saw this miracle, you know what he did? The same thing they did to the body of Imam al-Mushtaba. He took the arrow and he shoot and he shoot and he shoot on the body of Ibrahim and Muhammad. Ibrahim and Muhammad, they have inherited all of this azab, all of this zulm that other member of Ahlul Bayt endured. Ya Allah, what went wrong? Ya Allah, what happened to these people? Even Ibn Ziyad, when he was presented with the two heads, he said, how do I believe these are the head of the sons of Muslim? They were more handsome than the moon. These two are just soaked in blood. He said, let me wash them. He washed them, and then he looked at the cheeks of the boys and he saw the footprints of the slapping. He said, what have you done, Ya Zalim, to these two? Ibn Ziyad ordered beheading of Haris right in the spot where they killed Muhammad and Ibrahim. Allahu Akbar. Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, in 2 weeks and a half, you will come to Ashura. I cannot leave you then say one word about Ashura. In Ashura, because we have so many programs, sometimes we don't do tafsil of what happened inside the Qatlaga. The night before of Ashura, Imam al-Hussein divided his time in 3 parts. One for Dua, one for Ahlul Bayt, and one for Sahaba. When he was doing his own part for Dua, he separated from the Khaymah and he came near Ghatlaga. One of the person who was following him, his name is Hilal ibn Nafil. Hilal followed Imam and Imam went everywhere. He said, Ya Hilal, this is where they will kill Abbas. This is where they will kill Ali Akbar. This is where they will butcher Qasim. When he got closer to Qatlaga, says, Nafil, stay behind me, don't come close. Ya Wallah, why? He said, because my mother is preparing Qatlaga for me. She is cleaning the Qatlaga for me. Allahu Akbar. Who are these Ahlul Bayt? I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, بحق فاطمة Zahra, Ya Allah, store these tears for the first night of our barrier. Ya Allah, بحق الزهراء, give the sawab of this majlis to the ruh marhum Mushtaq Bandali and all the marhumin of mu'mineen and mu'minat. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, بحق وداء الزينب, بحق وداء الزينب, اغفر لنا ولوالدينا. وداء الزينب, I just say وداء الزينب, you hear it, but seeing is different story. Zainab is the one that Hussein goes to say farewell to her. As soon as he says, Zainab, I am going, and he runs out of the Khaymah. I don't want to tell you about what happened inside. Mahil, mahil, ya khay. Oh, my brother, slow down, don't run. Why? He said, because I have a mission from our mother Zahra. Open your robes. I have to kiss your throat. Allahu Akbar. She's kissing Hussein's throat. After she finished, you know what Hussein did? Hussein said, Ya Zainab, open your ears. I want to see your hands, your arms. And as soon as she exposed her arms to Hussein, Hussein bowed down and started kissing the hands of Zainab. And she said, what are you doing? He said, the same way our mother told you to kiss my throat, our father told me to kiss your arms, Ya Zainab. سيعمل الذين ظلموا. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with Hubb al-Zahra and her children. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Make us be proud Shia in doing what Fatima is satisfied with us. Ya Allah, بحق الزهراء and her children. Ya Allah, بحق الزهراء and children. Make all our children to fall in love with Ahl al-Bayt. Ya Allah, those who have departed. Ya Allah, those who have departed us. Wallah, we miss them, but we know they are in the better place. Ya Allah, make them see the nur of Zahra in Barzakh. Ya Allah, بحق Muhammad wa al Muhammad, make all of us live, die, and resurrect with Hubb Zahra and children. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tawajjuh al-ziyarah.
Assalamu alaikum. I want to thank Sayyid Muswi Maulana. Even though he was very ill, he took time today because he told me before